Hello friends, you're the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing 2038. And we're going into a new cycle of operating rounds, and this one is going to be extremely interesting and critical to the game here, because during these operating rounds pretty much all the ships will fall down to the 6 ships, and I'm not sure if we're probably not gonna see a bankruptcy, but it will definitely hit 1 or 2 people hard. Okay, so at the beginning, obviously we're gonna see some the privates pay out. So we have here $10 income into the company. Over here 5. $15 in here. $10 here. And I think the guy will not get the option to actually to sell his private into one of his major companies. And then in the end we have Fastback pays to the company $15. Okay. So technically, and I forgot that, at the beginning of the operating round, but I'm going to do it now, at the beginning when the independents operate, but I should have done that at the beginning of the operating round, I must decide if the independents will fall into the asteroid leak or not. Okay. For him, it's an easy decision. He will not do it. He will run the company once more. If he drops it now into the asteroid leak, he will get $3. That is definitely a stupid idea. So he will run the company, Ore Crusher, and that will allow him to make a few more bucks. Let's see, it's a 7-3. They start over here. Let's see what they can do. Yeah, probably it's still, this is the best, I guess. Yeah, I think so. 1, 2. Does he want to explore? Hard to tell. Doesn't really help him a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just go that way. I'm gonna grab the 2 rares. So I get 40 and 80, that's 120 for the rares. Plus 60, because it's a plus 10 here for the nickel. So if I'm not mistaken here, 40, 80, 120 plus 60, that's 180. And half of it goes into my pocket, the other half to the company. So now we have Torch here and Lucky up there left to operate. And the owners have to make a decision right now. And that is not an easy one. The decision is, do they want to drop the company into the asteroid leak now, or do they want to run it? The thing is, the companies will drop into the asteroid leak when the first 5 train is purchased. This is gonna happen. There are only 4 trains out here, and you're gonna see that it's basically for sure that the 5 trains will come out. Now, if that happens, the two ships like this and also the one over here at Lucky will immediately go away, and after that the independent companies will join the asteroid league. The problem is, if they join the asteroid league without a ship, the owners don't get anything out of their treasury. For him it's okay, because this is a ship which goes away when the first 6 ship is purchased. So he will get half of that money. For him it's cool. For him it's a problem, because, yeah, as I said, we'll be without a ship. We have here $250. Now I got the choice. I could drop the company now at the beginning of the operating round. I shouldn't have done that again. I could drop the company now at the beginning of the operating round into the asteroid league, which I probably will, and I will get $125 because now the company still has a ship. If I would run the company one more time, I would make overall $150, but only half of it goes into my pocket. So I would get about $50 less. There would be at least one reason not to drop the company into the asteroid league, and that would be I could use money of resources unlimited to buy at least one of these claims here. For example, that ice claim, which looks really valuable, right? I can deliver ice here for 20 plus, so that thing is worth $80 basically if I deliver it. And you can buy claims from the independents, and I should have done that in the last turn. That was a mistake not to do it, because now I have to make the decision if I want to buy the claim or if I want to sell the company at the beginning. I was hoping to do both, but I waited one operating round too long for that. So, I mean, you can basically calculate that. If I would decide to buy a to buy the claim, what would that mean? Well, first of all, I would basically lose $50 here, because the run gives me $50 less than selling this thing. On the other hand, I would basically earn 2 more bucks per share per operating round. Well, I only hold 4 shares of the RU. So that's basically only $8 that I would earn in addition. The alternative would be simply to, for example, place a claim here. I could even do that for free because of my ability, and then I would get $60 instead of 80, right? So it's just $2. Now that means I would make $8 per share, $8 per operating round in addition. And you can now simply calculate, okay, if I make $50 now, or over the operating round 8 more bucks, how long will it take me that? Well, I think it will take me about 7 operating rounds before I cross that break-even point. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to see 7 more operating rounds. I assume that we will go through this cycle, through the next cycle, and that then after the next cycle the bank will break, so that we probably see, apart from that operating round, 5 more operating rounds. Clearly less than 7. I find that interesting to realize. I've learned that in some of my last opposed games that, you know, sometimes you invest too much into your company because it looks cool, you know, it gives you a lot of options and whatever. But if you consider, you know, you're basically swallowing and so that you can buy a better train and stuff like that. But you take sometimes a lot of disadvantages. But it doesn't really pay out anymore. You know, you might be able to make 2 or 3 really cool runs, but then the game is over, and if you really do the math, it might not be so impressive to see what happens, but you actually lose money by taking these hits. And that's exactly the thing here. So basically, simply selling this to the company might be is probably better. However, there's another very interesting aspect now that will characterize the whole operating round, and that is the ship scarcity. We have 4 ships, and we have 3 5 ships. Okay. The problem is that nobody really wants to buy the 6 ships at that point. No company has that money. So therefore, I mean, they're not available yet. But even if they would be, at the moment nobody has that money. So let's see what that means. First operates the RU. They're gonna buy the first cheap ship. They really want to, because they only hold two ships, and if the phase 5 ship is purchased and there are only 4 ships out there, they have problems. These 2 new companies, they have both enough money to each buy all the 4 ships. That means at that point, these companies or that company would suffer. So they got to make sure that they get one of these ships, and then they have enough money. They don't even have to swallow, I guess, maybe half. Cool. So the first ship goes here. Now we just follow the operating order. The second ship goes here. They are also in trouble. They can run their ship to phase 6, but you will see this goes probably faster than expected. So they got to swallow, and then they're going to be able, I hope for them, to buy the second ship. I'm pretty sure they can. They need about $200. They can bring in 4 goods, so that should not be a problem for them. Then we go to mining robotics. They will be able to buy also a ship. Now they got an interesting option. They could swallow and then maybe upgrade a ship, but then they are in the problem, will this ship still run, or will they still own it when it's their turn again? So let's better imagine they make that purchase. So that is then the third ship. Asteroid League is right now out of money. I don't think they have enough to do it. But you cannot even be sure about that. But I don't think so, actually. They are sitting on $220. That's not enough. They're going to need at least $450. So that means 3 of the 4 ships are already gone. Then the news companies start operating. The OPC, they have $1,000. That's exactly enough to buy 2 ships. The cheapest ship of these and the cheapest ship of these. That means at that point, phase 5 is triggered and all the phase 2 ships will go away. So we then have a few companies without a ship. These guys are the next. So at that point, from the 7 available ships, 5 are already gone. This guy can only buy 1 ship. He's got the same amount of money as this guy, but the cheaper ship is simply no longer there. So he can only buy a single ship. 6 ships are gone. Okay. Then it's these guys, the RCC. And I calculated that all through, and I'm pretty sure they will be available to buy the 7th ship. It's going to be super close, and but I think they can do it. I'm pretty sure about that. I hope they can. That means all the cheap ships are gone, well, more or less cheap, and only the big Phase 6 ships remains in play. Okay. LE has then the option to buy ships from these guys. The Venus guys can buy a ship from these guys. Mars is fucked. They're gonna have to buy a ship out of their own pocket, which is a disaster. They don't have a lot of money. They're gonna have to sell a lot of shares. Mars is in real trouble. So why am I calculating all this? Well, obviously it's very, very important for me to understand what I have to do, but it is interesting for me in a way that I say, okay, would I affect the dumping of my independent company into the asteroid league? Would that affect that? Because the asteroid league will operate before the Ring Construction Corporation. So if the asteroid league buys a ship, and I'm pretty sure they could do it, if I dump the company in there, they have 125 additional bucks, and they also have a ship they can run, an additional ship they can run. So I'm pretty sure they will be able to make 100, I don't know, it would be only 150 bucks or so that they need to make with 2 ships. That is no problem at all. And then they can buy themselves another one of these Phase 4 ships. And that means, because I was the one who purchased the last ship, that I'm in a ton of trouble, right? Well, actually that's not right, because it only would mean that these guys could buy, instead of 2 ships, only 1. Because it just fits the 1,000 bucks, the Phase 4 ship and the Phase 5 ship. So that means if these guys buy the last Phase 4 ships, instead of buying 2, this guy can only buy a single Phase 5 ship. So it doesn't really affect me, because I gotta buy a Phase 5 ship anyway. Therefore, I might as well simply take what makes me more money. The fact that these guys make more money is okay for me, because I will hold 20% of the asteroid league. He's only holding 30%. This player is not really a competition for me anymore. And yeah, I'm nicely invested in the asteroid league anyway. So these are all the things you have to consider. In a post game, that's a disaster, you know. The other players have to wait until, I don't know. This is really a disaster, although it's super interesting to do that. But of course, the downtime for the other players would be horrible. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I will dump Ore Crusher into the asteroid league. And as I said, technically I should have decided that at the beginning of the operating round, but it doesn't really matter. So that means that there are 255 bucks in there. I think I will receive 127. I think it's rounded down. The other money goes into the company. In addition to that, I get a share out of the AL trade-in share box. That means I'm sitting now here on 20% of the asteroid league. And of course, this one goes away. The pilot, though, goes to the asteroid league. And he can now assign that, he can now assign the pilot to one of his spaceships. In addition, the spaceship, of course, also goes into the asteroid league. Now it's kind of important, each spaceship is only allowed to have a single pilot, right? So if you have more of these, you still can assign one pilot to one spaceship. Okay. Now he did these calculations too. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, we actually have to exchange the claims. So these really cool claims here, they are now removed and replaced with claims of the AI or AL. And yeah, it kind of sucks. I wish I had these claims, and I should have purchased these claims earlier on from the AL, but now it's too late for that, or not from Torch basically. Also, the base symbol goes here, so that means Asteroid League has now the base and the claims of the Torch company. Now at that point, this poor guy says, okay, screw it, I'm host anyway, I also will dump the company. So that means the Asteroid League gets another ship, and by the way, their ship limit is one ship more compared to all the other companies. Wait a minute, yeah. What the fuck, man? That was the treasury of the company, yeah. So we have here 210 bucks, that's easy. So that means 105 go in each treasury. We have, in this case, only a single claim that is replaced. That is this one here. And the base of Lucky is also replaced. Okay, company is obviously removed. And now the RU will operate. So Resources Unlimited makes again a run of 290. They're gonna swallow half, which means 140 for the company. And 15 per share for the shareholders. Share value goes up one space. And now I want to buy a ship, and I want to buy a tug. A tug allows me basically to carry 5. That should be perfect for me. Also the distance, that's perfectly fine. I can make a solid run there. Probably not gonna mite quite as much as I did until now, but it will come close. Or maybe it might be even the same, I don't know. It was 5 before, and it's gonna be 5 in the future too. I'm pretty sure these two ships will not run anymore, but this one obviously is a permanent ship. So I gotta pay 550. 550, there we go. 450 actually. Right. Awesome. Then I may lay a claim. And I think I want to claim that good nickel here. Gives me 60 bucks when claimed. That's definitely not bad. And I can do that for free, obviously. That means now I just started phase 4. Now at that point the Asteroid League must be formed, in case it is not formed yet. and the transshipment points are worth the higher printed values, a little bit like the offboard areas. TSI, they also want to buy a ship. They're sitting now on about $200, so that means they need $250. I'm not even sure if they can do that. Let's hope they can. I'm pretty sure that ship will only run once. So on a, they can, well, let's see. I'm pretty sure they can. They can carry these two, or they can transport these. And they might be actually able to, no, it's just 4. Yeah, let's see. So that means they have a cargo capacity of 4. So each one of them gives them, if we deliver them here to the nickel, each one of them gives them basically $70. So it's 280, right? Yep. Okay. So then they buy a ship. Let's see. 300. $450. What? Yep, that's $450. They have to swallow fully to be able to buy that ship. Therefore, the share value will drop. But they clearly want to do it. They need that ship. Okay. There we go. Now they are also on the safe side. They have a permanent ship. Now it's mining robotics. It's interesting, compared to other stock tables. Here, if you have a right one and an upper one, basically, if they're kind of diagonally, usually I think the right one would go first because it has the higher value. Here that is not the case. Here the upper one has the higher value. So that means riding robotics goes first. And they now have an interesting choice. They can either buy a ship for $450 if they swallow half. They should be able to do that. The other option would be to swallow completely and then try to upgrade one of their 3 ships into a phase 6 ship. The problem is they can't do it yet because the phase 6 ships are not available yet. They will be only available as soon as the first phase 5 ships come out. So they can't do that yet. The problem is, though, if they wait a turn, it is possible that someone else has to buy a phase 6 ship, and then these phase 3 ships are gone. The guy only has $700 and has to pay, I don't know, $290 or $250 out of his pocket. And we've done the calculation. It looks like this guy here from Mars Mining has to buy one of these ships. And therefore, I'm pretty sure I cannot wait. That's kind of a shame, right? So instead of a cool ship like this, I will end up with a crappy ship like this. It's not a bad ship, but it's not that good. So yeah, as I said, it's kind of a shame, but I think that's what's going to happen. At least I don't have to pay out fully, which is also an advantage for me. I don't have to swallow fully, of course. That's what I meant. So we have a 7-3 run. Now let's see. The base would be here or down there. One, two, three. 4, 5, 6, 7. I could do that, for example, but it kind of sucks if I want to deliver the ice. I'm not going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I want to do this. I mean, these points are now also very attractive. They give you now, this transshipment point will give me $60. That is, that's pretty awesome, actually. Oh, $70. That's a lot of money. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, I'm gonna do that route. I think that's the best that I have here. 70. So I don't deliver the ice, yeah. But I think that's okay for me. Okay, that's 70, 130, $200 with my first ship. The second ship can go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I could at least explore this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I might go that way. So I'm going to explore at least this one. Oops. That's a bad ice. That's not good. That's not great at all. At least it gives me $10 for the exploration. And now I can make 120 plus 70, so I make another 190. So overall, that's a good run of 390. That's pretty awesome. And I don't quite have the money that I need. So I gotta swallow half. But that's okay. I mean, it allows me to also place a few claims. So first I'm gonna buy myself a ship. 1, 2, 3, 4. 450. There we go. That's a 6.5 ship. So that's kind of interesting because I gotta think how I can run that ship in a way that I make the most money. I mean, delivering here to the transshipment point is probably not a bad idea. What if I place a refuel station here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that seems to work out fine. So I think I want to buy that refuel station for $50. And I want to place that actually here. Okay, I guess this is all I can do right now. I could lay a claim, but where to do what, right? Does it do me any good if I start here? 1, I mean, I already have basically then 5. I could piss off a few other people by laying claims, of course. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think for now I'm not going to do anything in addition to that. Maybe I'm going to need the money. I mean, what I could do is... No. I thought about buying back shares or something, but there are no shares in the market. I think there is simply not a lot. Laying claim is an option, but I don't really want to spend my money just, at least not at that point. I mean, I could lay claim here. That might be kind of interesting. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. It's only $40, right? My claims are super cheap. Yeah, exactly. So that means I get back 60. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Gonna lay claim here. I would basically need a second ship. That would be awesome. Well, maybe at some point, but I don't think $700 to upgrade this ship. It's just too much, you know. I think it's just not worth it. So I paid out half, which means this thing goes up one space, and now it's the asteroid leak. And they have now 3 ships, so they are pretty powerful at that point, but the problem is they have only very few claims. Still, I can basically run them like I had, 2 or 3 independent corporations. So we might be able to make some money. So with their first ship, they actually basically did what the run that Torch did, which brought them 150. The second ship can start here at their home base and then go like this. So we're going to explore one space here. That's a bad nickel. And $10. And then I'm gonna take this claim here, $60, and then go to the transshipment point, so that's another 130. And then I still got my good ship, my 7-3 ship, and I'm gonna place the Torch, the pilot here. I don't know if it really helps a lot, but now we can see where we can pick up 3 interesting goods. Maybe some ice here. Problem is we don't have a refuel station anywhere. We don't have any claims. There's not that much interesting stuff left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That looks good. I can grab the rares, the ice, and then go to the transshipment point. I think that's what I want to do. And I have overall actually 8 points because of the pilot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That works out, so I can explore these 2 spaces. That's the first one. That's going to be the second one. So that is a bad rare, a really bad rare. Oh boy. Now we see all the garbage. Yeah, that's also not that good. Okay, that wasn't too great. At least we get another 20 for the company. Yeah, and then I'm gonna, as I said, I'll pick up these rares and the ice here. That gives me 70, so that's another 140. So that is a pretty good run overall. It is 420. That's cool. So yeah, the Asteroid League paid out fully. Because there are 3 shares in there, they still make $126 out of this run, which is awesome. In addition, the share value goes up, so if people buy shares, they're going to make a good amount of money. And now they're going to buy a ship. They can do that because they have this additional a +1 to the ship limit, so they can hold up to 4 ships during this phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50. I think I want to go with a tuck. I'm not totally sure, to be honest. 8-4. Maybe a scout might be also interesting for me. Could save some money. And there might be some crap to explore here. That's a tough call. Don't have any claims right now. 6-5. Well, if I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know. Huh. Hard to tell. I think I'm going to go with a tuck, probably. It costs me 450. Okay, then I'm allowed to lay claim, and I can lay up to 3 claims. That's also kind of special. Of course, that's super expensive to do that, but I will at least lay 2. The first one 60, the second one 75, and the last one 100. Okay, so I want to lay claim here, or maybe even up here, which could be more interesting for me. That's actually true. I mean, there is not the shipment point. Is it worth it? But I have 2 very valuable claims up there. So if I grab the rares here, and maybe the rares here, it could be an option. On the other hand, the 7, well, yeah, maybe I want to do that actually. I'm operating there, it could be more interesting in some way. 6-5, however, shit. I'm really not sure if I want to go here or down there. Maybe here I'm actually more flexible, you know. Maybe I should go here. I think I will do that. I think I'm gonna. It's really a shame because there is, apart from these 2 good claims, there's not that much great stuff up there. And here we have that valuable transshipment point. Still, I think it's an advantage. I'm gonna go up here. So I'm gonna place a claim here. And in addition to that, I might consider laying a claim here. You know, the question is now, do I want to lay another claim? And I could do that for $100, which is very expensive. I think I don't want to do that. I'm still kind of hoping at some point to get myself another ship. And you know what? Actually, I think I want to place a refuel station. I want to place a refuel station here. I'm not sure why I want to do that, but it kind of seems cool to have this kind of connection here. Maybe it's not really such a great idea, but And maybe it's just a stupid idea. Why would I do that? I mean... But yeah, it basically connects my two bases in a way. I got a feeling that isn't such a bad idea. 50 bucks. Maybe it will pay off at one point. So, next is... Oh shit. I think actually I made a mistake. Yeah, the LE goes before. I think it might be still okay. It's the OPC that goes now first, and the OPC has the money. Yeah, they only have the money to buy one of these ships. So they are out of cash, obviously. They are out of ships. Oh, I should place their stuff here. So the OPC has to buy a 5 ship. Which one? Good question. Okay, I mean, they are sitting here. They want to deliver nickel. There's a ton of nickel around. But I still got a feeling maybe it's better if I save some money. And I'm a little more flexible. So I think I'm going to go with a 550 ship, which leaves me 450. And the problem now is I have to invest in claims right away. That's the problem if you want to deliver nickel. So my base is here. I could try to grab these 2 claims, for example. I think that's good. That costs me 160 bucks. Holy shit. Now you know what? I think I don't want to do that. I mean, the problem is I'm also going to need money for a ship. Fuck. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, no. You know, I'm not gonna lay claims at that point. I just don't have that much money. I think instead what I will do is... No, it's okay, yeah. Exactly. I gotta save money here because I have to buy a second ship. I mean, okay, at the moment I hold... Let me see how much money I have actually. No, that can't be true. I have to pay 550. Right? Yeah. So this is basically why I have no clue what I did here. But I'm sitting now on 450. So that means if I somehow manage to get this money over here, simply by buying that ship, for example, I'm sitting on, well, let's say 675. Means I gotta pay something like 300 or so out of pocket. That's painful, but I'm not gonna start purchasing any claims at that moment, so that make it more painful for me. So that means we are in phase 5 now. The phase 2 spaceships are obsolete. Okay, now it happens finally, which means Mars mining has no more ships. Here we also lose 2 ships. These 2 ships are gone too. Okay. Luckily I purchased one. Venus Prospectus is without a ship. All these 3 ships are gone. Holy fuck, that's a big deal. So also Lunar Enterprises don't have any more ships now. All independent companies must join the Asteroid League. Okay, that means Ice Crusher, Ore Crusher, will now join the Asteroid League because there is a ship in there. Half the money we have here, 66, goes to the player. The other half goes to the company. These guys get, at least for a short time, the nickel delivery, although actually I don't think that's true. No, the pilots are also removed from the game, but we'll get to this in a second. First I'm gonna exchange the money here. So that means the Asteroid League also controls now the 2 claims of the Ore Crusher and the base. And that last share here from the trade-in share box goes to that guy. Remove all private companies and pilots from the game. Okay, so that means now these pilots go away. There we go, all this stuff. This guy is losing a ton of money that way. That was kind of stupid. Maybe you should have purchased... Nah, it doesn't really matter at that point. He didn't place the base, which might have been a mistake too, but... So this base is now simply discarded. He could have used it, but he didn't see a reason to do so. Okay. Phase 6 spaceships may be purchased. Okay, now these guys become available. And spaceships may be upgraded to Phase 6 spaceships for $700. So it's the OSR now. They are in a very similar situation as the OPC. They also have to kind of finance a second company, but the second company is doing much better. They are sitting on about $500, so that's not too bad. Still, they're gonna buy themselves. Well, in this case, I'm not so sure what I want to actually buy. Do I want to buy maybe I want to buy myself even a 6 ship. 2, 3. I think I want to do that. I think I want to buy myself a 6 ship, because that ship will go here to Lunar Enterprises, and they have 6 claims, and they could make a lot of money with that. And if I have to pay 50 additional bucks for that, I think that's worth it. Even if I have to pay it out of my own pocket. So that's exactly 600. So that means I have only $400 left, but that's okay. I think I still have the money to buy these guys a big one. Okay, fine. Oh boy, that's close, but I think it's okay. So the thing is, they didn't pay out, obviously. I also don't know if I want to lay a claim here. I think not at the moment. 400, 500. No, I don't think I want to do that at the moment. It will cost me, sorry for that, it will cost me quite a bit of money. if I do that. So, oh gosh, my claims are actually even $80. That's even worse. So now it's Lunar Enterprises. They come before the RCC. And I thought, oh fuck, now they will be able to buy that last chip, and I miscalculated here. But they don't, because they cannot swallow, they don't have a ship. They don't have 550, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they don't. No, that's not 550. So what they can do is basically they can transfer the money into the other company. So they're going to buy that ship. They're going to keep $1 or so and transfer all the money into the other company. And that's all they do. They couldn't pay out either, so that means the share value will drop 1 space. And that's all that happens. Now it's the RCC. The RCC still has 2 ships operating. They will become obsolete when the 6 ships come out. So they're now okay. There's only 1 5 ship left, and they definitely want that. That's the thing, you know. They will be screwed if this, but they want the 5 ship. I mean, they will not be totally screwed. They hold a bit of money here. Yeah, so let's see. They need to make a lot of money. They're sitting on $120 here. So to get the cheap 5 ships, they basically need $430. Holy crap. Can they do that? I have no clue. Let's find out. They have 273 ships. So my idea was basically, if I start here and deliver that crap to this transshipment point, we can make here $120. And then we go here, and because I get plus 10 for nickel delivery, this is actually 140, so that's 210. Okay. The other guys can also deliver that, but they still can do some exploration, which might be vital. So they have 7. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can explore 2 spaces. Wow, that's a good ice actually. That's pretty cool. But I mean, at that point, most players already have placed their claims and all. I don't know if we need that crap anymore. Here's a good nickel, which can be also maybe interesting for me. Kind of looking for nickel, but first I'm looking for a good ship. Okay, so let's see. I can now deliver basically another. That's not quite as much. But first I get $20 for the exploration. And I think actually these 20 exploration bucks are vital at the end. I'm not totally sure, but I think I'm going to need these. So I can deliver here 130 plus 70, so that's another 200. So that means at the end I'm going to make $410. Now let's see if I have enough money to buy myself a ship. And I think $550, that's what I need. And I think I just have it simply because of the exploration. If I would be $20 short, yep, I wouldn't have it. Let's see if I have it. I'm still not even quite sure if I have it, man. So it's 410, right? Let's say I swallow fully. Okay, so how much money do we have now? Let's see, this is 400, 500, holy crap, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not going to be enough. Ah, gosh, it is. It is enough. It's just enough. It's exactly it's exactly 10. Holy shit. The thing is, you know, of course you could say, it's not that bad if you cannot afford it. But the point is, if I couldn't afford it now, I still had the money in there, but then somebody else would buy that one, and I had to pay for the 950 for that chip. And I couldn't afford that, so I had to pay a lot of my own pocket. But in this way, I can afford it just like that. Holy crap, that was close. Oops. Yeah, without the exploration, I couldn't have done it. It was just enough. Just one less movement point, for example, and I couldn't have done it. Crazy. Okay, so that means I managed to get that last 5 ship. Of course I had to swallow, which means the share value will drop again. But okay, most of the people had to swallow at some point. Now it's Venus. And well, what are their options? Basically what they gotta do is, they do not have a ship. So they're either gonna buy that ship for a ton of money from these guys. They're sitting now on 650. That's not enough. So that means he's got to pay $300 out of pocket to buy these guys another ship. That sucks, but I think it's still the best move that was possible here. If these guys wouldn't have purchased a ship, then he would have been fine. But so, he's not. Well, Venus didn't pay out. That means the share value drops. Okay. And now it's Mars. Yeah, and Mars is in trouble. Mars has no ship. Mars has not enough money. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is 375, 380, 383. By the way, that company is gone. So that means simply that the other guy has to pay 383. Holy moly. That's smaller than I thought, man. Oh shit. Well, basically it's... Gosh. So to get to the 100 is 17. Then he would have 4. Fuck, man. That's 567. Yeah, he's got to pay $567. That's a lot, and that's more than he has here. So he's got to start selling shares. Okay, so he has 501 in cash. So basically, he needs $65. So what is he gonna? It's a big question. I mean, the Lunar guys are gonna make a solid amount of money. Mars mining might also make money. It's hard to tell who makes the least. It really is. But maybe I should actually... I mean, if I sell Mars mining, I'm gonna also kind of destroy my own, maybe the RCC. Mining robotics. I don't know, man. I have no clue. I don't want to give away the asteroid leak. I don't want to sell one of my own shares. That would bring down the market value of the others, obviously. So, maybe the ring construction company or the LA. I don't know, but the LA makes a good amount of money. I think I'm gonna discard the ring construction corporation. Sell these guys. I get $78 for them. Okay, now I should have the money to buy a ship. Let's see if I'm right. I need 950, so that is the money from the company. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's 875. 950. There we go. There we are. Awesome. Mars Mining gets a Phase 6 spaceships. Now, of course, that means that this guy is out of the game here. That is a heavy blow for him. I mean, not that he was performing terribly well, but I think he could at least kind of play for third place or something. Now it's going to be harder, although it's still kind of open. I think I had a feeling that, you know, there was this player here and maybe that player. These two were doing pretty good. In a way, maybe that one. Or maybe it was kind of a race between these four players and these two players were really behind. But now he's definitely out of the race and this guy will also be out of the race. And I think he's going to be the one who is doing well. He doesn't have the best chips, but he didn't take any hits. He has already quite a bit of cash. And, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, the first 6 ship was purchased, which means Phase 3 spaceship are obsolete, so nobody had the chance to trade in their nice Phase 3 spaceships for a Phase 6 ship. That can be a very, very important move. Didn't work out here. And that means now that, yeah, a lot of companies lose ships. And it's interesting, the Phase 3 ships, I think, I'm not sure, but I think at least many of them only ran only once. That's pretty rough. Okay, corporations may own 2 spaceships, the Asteroid League may own 3. So yeah, that was, that's the end of this operating round now. Come to the next one. And I think that was really interesting to see. We still have 2 companies that are out of ships. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, I think here the president has to pay not much, but a few bucks. And because, yeah, I think he will be able, if he pays $50 or something, I think maybe 100, I think he's going to be fine. This is going to be much more painful here. And he's going to have to sell a bunch of shares too. So yeah. Okay, I think I want to load this up at that point. We had a long and very interesting operating round. So yeah, hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.